Alright, hi everybody, it is Allison, Life of a Wife. Please excuse my semi-wet hair. But today I want to talk about something a little bit serious and something that I've struggled with, and that is temptation. Now, I had more things that I want to talk about besides just sexual temptation. Temptation to swear and temptation to just do things that you shouldn't. Everyone has a different moral code. People may not agree with what I'm saying here, but I'm just saying from my own personal experience what I have dealt with. So, in life, we all deal with temptation to do things, and for me, I decided that I don't want to swear or use vulgar language, and that can be really, really hard sometimes. I find that it gets harder and harder when I am around people who are using foul language. That doesn't prohibit me or stop me from being with people like that. Some of my closest friends, like my favorite people in the world, swear, and sometimes it's just to quote conversation, sometimes it's actually part of their vocabulary, but I have some friends who swear and I have friends who don't, and it's all different. It all depends, you know, and people listen to different kinds of music and watch different TV shows and YouTube channels, and I used to watch a lot of YouTube channels where people swore often, and it just didn't do well for me. I was always thinking these bad words in my head, and then I would have to censor myself because I was around young kids, or I was just in situations where it wasn't appropriate to use language like that. And so I decided it was something I didn't want to do, and well, I kind of already knew that, but I decided I really don't want to have these words even in my head this often. So I cut out certain YouTube channels and I cut out certain shows, and it really helped me, and so I don't think of using bad words as often as I used to, and so that's really helped me. And another thing, which is sexual temptation, which I have to be very comfortable talking about this to actually even bridge out and speak about it, but as you guys know, I'm married now, and my husband and I experienced sexual temptation quite a bit and struggled with it, and it's hard, it's so hard, but I think all I'm going to say is you have to be very committed to not falling and have guardrails, have those guidelines, because without them you will fall into temptation. They say pride comes before the fall, and it is so true. My husband says how he never thought that would be an issue for him. He never even knew if he'd ever had a girlfriend, so he just didn't even think it would be a big deal at all. But then once we started dating, we experienced it, and we started kissing after like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and I think that's something that everyone has to decide what they're going to do. If they're just going to, you know, kiss whenever, maybe even before they officially start dating, whatever, but I think it's something you should hold off for, not until engagement, not until marriage necessarily, but everyone needs to decide that for themselves. I think waiting at least, you know, a couple months is a good idea. Like I said, everyone's different. I only waited like a week and a half, 2 weeks, so I can't really say much, but I definitely think that's a huge stepping stone. And so with temptation, maybe even cutting out shows where there's sexual, you know, temptation, and sexual temptation or like marketing sexual, you know, things are used so often. It is so hard to cut out, but I definitely recommend trying to limit that down, trying to eliminate some of those sources in your life that are just like that you're just taking into your mind and thinking about and seeing and hearing. Just try and limit that down, and it will make a difference. It does for swearing, it will for sexual temptation, and also just setting up guardrails, setting up guidelines. So that's all I really had to say today. I hope you guys appreciate it, and I will see you all on Thursday. Bye.